Do you feel like your life is stuck? You might think it's bad luck or circumstances, but here's the truth. Your emotions are keeping you trapped. And if you don't take control, they will. No one ever told you this secret, but today, you'll finally learn it. Have you ever felt like your emotions are running the show, leaving you powerless? Like a sudden wave of feelings takes over, ruining your entire day? If so, you're not alone. The truth is, most people live on autopilot, reacting to their emotions without realizing how much it shapes their choices, energy, and even what they attract into their lives. But what if I told you there's a way to flip the script? That you can feel your emotions without being controlled by them? That there's a way to balance your mind and energy without suppressing what you feel? In this video, you're going to learn exactly that. And before we dive in, hit the like button to help spread this knowledge to more people. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because here, you'll learn how to transform your mind, energy, and life. Now, let's get started. Chapter 1. Are you letting your emotions control your life? Have you ever made a decision in the heat of the moment, only to regret it later, wondering, what was I thinking? The truth is, many of us live as prisoners of our emotions, reacting automatically without realizing how much this impacts our lives. Anger explodes, anxiety paralyzes, sadness drains us. And before we know it, we're caught in an endless cycle of emotional highs and lows. But does it really have to be this way? Imagine your mind as a car, and your emotions as passengers. If you let any emotion take the wheel, you risk getting lost, or worse, crashing. And the scary part? Many people go years without realizing that their unconscious emotional patterns are running the show. So let me ask you, who's driving your life right now? Your rational self or your emotions? And what happens when you don't learn to manage this? Small frustrations turn into full-blown storms. A negative comment can ruin your entire day. A painful memory can shape your entire week. Sound familiar? The issue isn't having emotions, because feeling is what makes us human. The real problem comes when emotions dictate your actions, decisions, and even how you see the world. Now, think about the most successful, balanced people you know. They're not the ones who never feel emotions, but the ones who know how to navigate them without drowning. They understand that emotions are like waves. They come and go. The key isn't to fight them, but to learn how to surf. And guess what? You can learn that too. But how do you change your relationship with emotions? Is there a way to balance logic and feeling without losing yourself? In the next chapter, we'll explore how your emotions affect your spiritual energy, and what you can do to restore harmony in a powerful way. Chapter 2. How your emotions affect your spiritual energy. Have you ever noticed that some days just feel heavier than others? Like there's an invisible cloud draining your energy, even when nothing specific has happened. That's not just in your head. Your emotions directly impact your spiritual vibration. High-frequency emotions like gratitude and joy raise your energy, aligning you with positive experiences and opportunities. On the other hand, low-frequency emotions like anger, fear, and resentment lower your vibration, causing you to attract situations that match that frequency. Think about when you've walked into a room and immediately felt uncomfortable, even though no one said a word. That's energy. Emotions aren't just internal experiences. They are vibrations that you constantly emit. When you hold on to low-frequency emotions for too long, your energy becomes dense, and without realizing it, you start attracting events and people that reinforce that state. Ever noticed how when you're stressed, everything seems to go wrong? But the opposite is also true. Anna experienced this firsthand. She was stuck in a cycle of financial struggles and constant conflicts. Frustrated, she began studying energy and realized she was constantly operating in a mindset of fear and scarcity. Determined to shift her frequency, she started a simple practice. Every morning before getting out of bed, she focused on gratitude, even for small things. Within weeks, she noticed a shift. She felt lighter, unexpected opportunities started showing up, and even her relationships improved. What changed? Only her emotional frequency. What most people don't realize is that spiritual energy and emotions aren't separate. They shape each other. If you want to elevate your spiritual connection, you first need to master your emotions. And this doesn't mean ignoring them or pretending to be happy all the time. It means understanding their purpose and learning to transform them into something powerful. Let's try something right now. Think about an emotion you've been feeling often lately. Does it strengthen or weaken you? Simply becoming aware of your emotions is the first step to shifting your energy. In the next chapter, we'll explore specific techniques to balance your mind and heart, helping you find the inner harmony you need to change your reality. Chapter 3. Techniques to balance mind and heart. Balancing the mind and heart may seem difficult, especially when we've been conditioned to either rely only on logic or follow emotions blindly. But the truth is, real balance comes from the harmony between the two. When your mind and heart work together, your decisions become clearer, your energy more stable, and your life flows with greater ease. But how can you reach that state? One powerful technique is heart coherence, a method backed by science to stabilize the nervous system and reduce stress. It's simple. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 5, hold for a few seconds, and exhale through your mouth for another 5. While doing this, imagine breathing through your heart. It may seem basic, but studies show that this practice synchronizes your heartbeat with your brainwaves, creating a deep state of balance. This was exactly what helped Lucas, a businessman overwhelmed by stress, shift his relationship with pressure. Whenever he faced a high-stakes meeting, he felt his heart race and his mind spiral into chaos. But after practicing heart coherence regularly, he noticed a huge change. He could remain calm even in tough situations. The result: sharper decisions, stronger leadership, and a level of clarity he had never experienced before. Another technique is therapeutic writing. When emotions feel overwhelming, grab a piece of paper and start writing down exactly what you feel, without filtering or overthinking. Don't worry about grammar or making sense. Just let it flow. Then, read what you wrote and ask yourself, does this emotion define who I am, or is it just a temporary reaction? Often, simply releasing emotions onto paper brings a surprising sense of relief. And let's not forget the power of presence. Most of our anxiety comes from thinking too much about the future, while most sadness comes from clinging to the past. Practicing mindfulness, even for just a few minutes a day, brings your awareness back to the present moment. You can do this by meditating, observing your breath, or even focusing fully on small daily actions, like drinking a cup of tea or walking outside. Your mind needs logic, your heart needs space to feel, and your energy needs both to be in harmony. But what about the emotions that have been trapped in your past? The ones that still weigh you down and block your energy? In the next chapter, We'll dive into why releasing repressed emotions is so crucial and how to do it in a way that's both safe and transformative. Chapter 5. How to meditate to observe your emotions without judgment. Most people think meditation is about emptying the mind or eliminating thoughts. But the truth is, meditation is not about avoiding emotions. It's about observing them. The real power of meditation lies in awareness. When you learn to watch your emotions without judgment or resistance, they lose their grip over you. Instead of being swept away by emotions, you become a conscious observer of your own mind. Think of your mind as the sky and your emotions as clouds. Some are light and pass quickly, while others are intense storms. But none of them are permanent. When you simply observe an emotion without resisting or overreacting, it naturally fades. Anxiety, for example, tends to grow stronger when we try to ignore it. But when we sit with it and acknowledge its presence, without labeling it as good or bad, it gradually loses its power. That's exactly what happened to Daniel. He struggled with anxiety for years, feeling like his thoughts were always racing. After trying different solutions, he finally turned to mindfulness meditation. At first, he found it hard to focus, but soon he realized that meditation wasn't about stopping thoughts. It was about observing them without getting attached. Over time, he noticed that emotions that once overwhelmed him now felt more like passing waves. Temporary, rather than controlling. A simple way to start meditating with this purpose is mindfulness meditation. Just close your eyes, focus on your breath, and allow your thoughts and emotions to pass through your mind like clouds. When a thought or feeling arises, instead of fighting it or chasing it, simply say, "I notice I'm feeling anxious," or "I see a wave of sadness arising." This simple acknowledgement already reduces emotional intensity. Another powerful practice is self-compassion meditation. Often, we suffer not just from emotions themselves, but from our judgment about them. We tell ourselves that we shouldn't feel anxious, sad, or insecure, which only amplifies the suffering. During this practice, when you notice a difficult emotion, place your hand over your heart and say something like, "It's okay to feel this. I am human, and I can hold space for my emotions with love." When you learn to observe your emotions without judging them, you gain an emotional freedom that few people ever experience. But what about those who mastered this ability and completely transformed their lives? In the next chapter, we'll explore real stories of people who used these techniques to achieve extraordinary emotional balance and fulfillment. Chapter 6. Stories of people who transformed their lives by mastering emotions. Many people go through life believing they are victims of their emotions, as if they have no choice but to react to whatever they feel. But those who learn to master their emotions, without suppressing them, experience a life-changing transformation. Here are real stories that prove it's possible to reshape your emotional world and, ultimately, your entire life. The executive who replaced stress with emotional control. Rodrigo was a high-level executive constantly under pressure. His days were filled with deadlines, intense meetings, and sky-high expectations. He prided himself on being productive, but he didn't realize how much his growing anxiety was affecting him. He couldn't sleep, had constant muscle pain, and his irritability was pushing away the people closest to him. His turning point came when he started practicing mindfulness meditation and breath work. At first, he thought it was a waste of time, but within months, he realized he could make decisions without letting stress take over. Whenever things got overwhelming, instead of reacting impulsively, he would pause, breathe deeply, and regain clarity. The result: better focus, a more balanced work environment, and a level of well-being he never thought possible. The woman who healed emotional trauma and rebuilt her life. Marina carried years of emotional pain. A devastating breakup left her feeling abandoned and unworthy. For a long time, she identified with those emotions, believing she would never trust or feel happy again. Everything changed when she discovered therapeutic writing and Ho'oponopono. Every day, she wrote down her emotions without censoring herself, and soon she began noticing patterns in her thoughts. Over time, by repeating the Ho'oponopono phrases, "I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you," Marina felt herself letting go of emotional baggage. Her heart became lighter, and she started attracting healthier relationships. She now sees that her past pain was a phase, not her destiny. The artist who turned anger into creativity. Felipe was a talented musician, but his career felt stuck. He was constantly angry at the world, convinced that no one recognized his talent. But what he didn't realize was that his anger was blocking his creativity and pushing opportunities away. Instead of staying trapped in frustration, he began channeling his emotions into his music. He allowed his anger and struggles to fuel his creativity, creating songs that were raw, powerful, and deeply personal. The shift was immediate. His audience started connecting deeply with his lyrics, and his music career finally took off. He realized that emotions aren't enemies, they're energy that needs a healthy outlet. These stories prove that emotions are not obstacles, they are tools for transformation. The moment you stop resisting them and learn to work with them, you unlock a level of freedom and personal power you never imagined. But now the question is, what about you? How will you apply these lessons in your own life? In the next section, we'll wrap everything up and show you exactly how to start mastering your emotions today. Are you ready to take control of your emotions? Now that you understand how your emotions shape your energy, your mind, and even your reality, the real question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you keep letting temporary feelings dictate your actions? Or will you start using everything you've learned to take back control of your life? Emotional balance isn't something you're born with. It's a skill that anyone can develop. The difference between those who are enslaved by their emotions and those who master them lies in daily practice. You now have all the tools: meditation, conscious breathing, therapeutic writing, Ho'oponopono, and mindfulness. But only you can decide to put them into action. So, be honest. What emotion has been controlling you lately? Anxiety, fear, anger, insecurity? Now that you know you can change it, what will you do about it? Drop a comment below and share which technique resonated with you the most. Your experience might not just change your life. It could also inspire someone else on the same journey. If this video helped you, hit the like button so this message can reach more people. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Because here, you'll continue learning how to transform your mind, energy, and reality. And to take this even further, watch the next video on your screen right now, where I'll show you a step-by-step guide to raising your vibration and attracting more balance and harmony into your life. See you there.